Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? L. Tillman of the ELT Network here, and as you can see, I am getting ready to watch the Spider-Man PS4 gameplay reveal trailer, which this feels like the millionth time that I've watched this, because it's just too incredible, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that's watched it a bunch of times, right? Right? I know I'm right. Anyway, this game looks absolutely incredible, and what I wanted to do today was almost like play a game of Find It, and analyze this Spider-Man gameplay and break down what I think about it, what do we see, give my thoughts, and yeah, we're going to do it. First of all, let me restart the trailer. See the Insomniac Games logo, the Marvel logo. Both logos are incredible. And look at this, immediately right here, boom, you get an incredible shot of New York City. And, of course, I'm from Jersey, so New York, Manhattan, is literally just a short train ride away, about a half hour. I've gone to New York a bunch of times, and trust me when I say, this looks like New York. Alright, so people that aren't from New York, people that never visited New York, trust me, this looks exactly like New York. My mind is actually blown. As you can see right over here, I believe that's the new World Trade Center tower. I believe that's what that's supposed to be. Looks like just like it. A clock tower over here. Got some billboard over here. Can't really make out what that says. Looks like just a bunch of letters over here. Looks like FUHGEODABOUTIT. I have no idea what that is, okay? Just a bunch of letters. Maybe it is nothing. Maybe it's just a blank billboard that they put nothing on and they'll fill it up with something later on. I'm going to imagine that this is pre-alpha build of the game, since it is coming next year, so it's not done. Another shot over here. I'm going to pull back a couple more seconds. Here, you get it right here. This building right over here, Cole Exco, I believe that's supposed to be the MetLife building, if I'm not mistaken. I believe this is actually the MetLife building in real life. And again, just incredible shots of the building. The city looks incredible. It looks better than Grand Theft Auto 5 and Watch Dogs 2, you know, just off the top of my head. This looks better than that, and those games, both of them are incredible. I mean, Grand Theft Auto 5, the level of detail in that game, especially on the PC and PlayStation 4 and Xbox One versions, is mind-blowing. And to say that this is actually topping that, and it's open world, you could free roam and go into all of these places, is just incredibly mind-blowing. And again, coming from a person that's been to New York a bunch of times, this looks like New York. Insomniac Games, they just completely nailed it. Words can't describe how I feel about this. It's like, my jaw hit the floor the first time I saw it. Got a nice street view. Look at the details, even from far away. The camera is just far away, and you can see all the details. Look at the paint of the crossworks over there. All these crossworks, you could see that they're not new, they're not fresh. You can see markings of it. You see the cars, a bunch of taxis, of course. There are tons of taxis in New York, trust me, especially in Manhattan. Been there a bunch of times. This is not just filler. There are a bunch of taxis in New York, trust me. See hot dog carts over there. Of course, New York, a lot of hot dog cart stands and peanut cart stands around almost every corner. So, realistic once again. Got the top of buildings over here. You could see steam actually blowing around the place. Just an amazing level of detail put into New York City. Here we go. We got New York hot dog over here. Again, graphics absolutely incredible. I could just close my eyes and I could almost smell the hot dogs. Because trust me, when you walk around New York, again, so many food cart stands, food cart stands, excuse me. I'm so excited I can barely talk. A whole bunch of food cart stands, and so realistic I could smell the hot dogs. Even the detail on something as small. And just look at this. Something as small as a hot dog cart stand has an incredible level of detail. The umbrella looks worn and torn. You can actually see some items on the menu. You can actually see a hot dog. You can see a pretzel. That's insane. They actually went into that much detail as to put a little menu for a hot dog cart stand? When you have all of this stuff and they even gave that kind of detail? I could just imagine how many man hours went into making this game. Just to think about it, and to think that Insomniac did all of this, I just can't thank them enough. I just want to fly out to their office and thank each and every single one of them. But anyway, moving on along. Park sign over there, nothing too fancy. And over here, the big building, Fisk Construction. Of course, so this building is constructed by Wilson Fisk and his company. Hopefully we'll find more out about that in the game. Pretty sure we will as we continue. And here comes the big money shot right here. Our look at the costume. There's a nice chest piece logo, which is incredibly similar to the Amazing Spider-Man. And, of course, Windows has to pop up notifications as I'm in the middle of a video. That's nice. But anyway, looks reminiscent to the Amazing Spider-Man movie logo. But, of course, it's in white. Also has these little points right here, which remind me of the black suit Spider-Man. Incredibly nice. Got the moving eyes, similar to how you see in Spider-Man Homecoming and Civil War. I like how they took little aspects of things. I know they said a bunch of times, this is something completely different. This is their own universe. It has nothing to do, no tie-ins to any of the movies, no tie-ins to any of the other video games, any of the comics. This is their own universe, but I like how they just took little aspects from other parts and made it into their own. As you can see, the mask is slightly different from Homecoming. It's not the exact rip-off of the lens. It's shaped just a little bit differently, and I love that they took it like that. That way, when casual players play this game, when it comes out in 2018, they're going to be like, oh wow, I've seen something like that in the movies. I like how they added that. They're going to be able to recognize things like that. Incredible. I love the costume. When I first saw the reveal of the costume way back last year, I was kind of iffy on it. I was like, maybe the white logo is too big and it's a little bit too much. But after seeing it so many times and making a bunch of edits, which I'm pretty sure most of you guys hopefully watched. If not, you can go check out my Spider-Man PS4 playlist. I'm going to put it somewhere in the upper corner over here of the YouTube video. You can check out all my edits of Spider-Man PS4. But after doing all those edits and watching gameplay trailers, and yeah, I just love this costume now. I want an action figure of this. I hope either Diamond Select or Marvel Legends or somebody gets busy on making a Spider-Man action figure with this costume. Maybe we'll get an action figure with a collector's edition of the game? Maybe, right? There's always hope. So there he goes. He swings over. Sticks to the landing. Kind of interesting over there, because the first thing that he says is Yuri, and I believe that that's the first name of the guy that's actually voicing Spider-Man. I don't know his last name. It's off the top of my head, it's not coming to me. I believe he does some anime voice character acting, and this isn't his first time voicing Spider-Man too, if I'm correct. He also does the mobile game, which is called Spider-Man Unlimited. I think I have played it a couple of times. It's pretty fun. But yeah, this isn't his first time voicing Spider-Man, so that's interesting. I would have preferred Josh Keaton, but, you know, he does sound similar. We can see the details over here on the, I believe this is supposed to be dried concrete over here, packets. You see they're interrogating Fisk's men, and we got the demons over here. Just pay attention to the amount of detail around. There we see the demons over there wearing their mask. So similar to the Batman Arkham games, instead of the bad guys having a face, instead of seeing the same generic face, like a whole bunch of twins it looks like, just look at the older Spider-Man games, look at the Spider-Man 1 movie game, Spider-Man 2 the movie game, Spider-Man 3 the movie game. Those bad guys, they weren't wearing a mask most of the time, and they looked like twins, quadruplets, triplets. You see 3 of the same guys in a row. Whereas the Batman Arkham series, what they did was really smart. They said, well, let's put a bunch of masks on them and say that they're a part of a gang. So think back to Batman Arkham City. You had Joker and his crew, and you had Penguin and his crew. You had Two-Face and his crew. And yeah, you would see the same guys wearing the same mask, but hey, having the same mask and having the same face is completely different. It's much better and more likely for two people to have the same mask and have the same face. So again, very smart. I like that they took that. And just pay attention to the level of detail. I was right. This is concrete mix. But you can actually see it says 60 pounds of concrete. And they actually put a barcode there was actually a barcode. The amount of detail on just a concrete bag in the background. Oh my god, Insomniac Games, how much time did you put into this? It's incredible. Anyway, let me stop nerding out over the graphics and press play.
Demons are moving in on Fisk's territory. You got this? I got this.
Spidey sticks the landing. And here we go. Our first look at the HUD of Spider-Man PS4. Over here on the right-hand corner of the screen, it says Web Strike Takedown, press triangle. So I guess they could help you out with some combos and some of the moves that Spider-Man can do to help you out in the corner. We see that more throughout the rest of this video. And over here, is this the health bar? Not quite sure if that's the health bar. Over here, we can see the gadgets. This may be the health bar too. I don't know. We'll find out more as we continue. I watched this a bunch of times, and I keep on finding more and more new stuff. But over here, before we press play, there's a little cursor over here. So when I first saw this, the first thing that popped into my head was the Amazing Spider-Man video games. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that the Amazing Spider-Man games was the first thing that popped into my mind upon seeing this. I like how they took some aspects of that game. Now, some people may not, but me personally, the Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, the video games, they weren't that bad. I mean, there have been some really, really bad movie tie-in games, and those games by Beanox weren't that bad. They were okay, slightly above average, and I think that they innovated a little bit, so I like how they took some of the things that I actually liked, like the web strikes, having the cursor to be able to point around. Where does Spider-Man want to go? Where do you want to perch him to? Do you want to grab items? We get to see that more throughout this video, so let's continue. There we see, we've got a mini-map over here, so you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 enemies with the red dots. There's Spidey. You see some stuff all around here. North, east, south. Here, this is the health bar, 100% over there. And this is the gadgets bar, I'm calling it now, because you can see, we see this layer. This is almost like a web mine or a web grenade. Don't know what it's quite called, but we get to see that in action in just a little while. We get some stealth gameplay. Again, similar to the Amazing Spider-Man video game series. Nice stealth takedown there. Webs up the mass, smashes him down on the ground, and then webs him down. Extremely similar. When I first saw this, watching E3 Live, that was the first thing that popped into my head was, okay, they took some things from the Amazing Spider-Man games that I liked, and they just made it bigger and better. That right there, once again, ripped straight from the Amazing Spider-Man video game series. He just web zipped to the top. Pretty much looked like the same animation. I know it's not exactly the same animation, but it's almost extremely similar. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, you can see right here in the right-hand corner of the screen, perch takedown square. So similar to the Amazing Spider-Man series, which ripped off of the Batman Arkham series. There's stealth elements into the game. You could do quiet takedowns, and I'm pretty sure you could also just went in here guns a-blazing, or webs a-blazing, I guess I should say, and just punch everybody out. I'm pretty sure you don't have to be stealthy the entire time. So, let's watch Spidey take this guy down. Zips him up. Catches thieves just like flies. Now here we go. You can see the yellow question mark on top of his head over there. He's been alerted. Now I'm guessing these would change different colors, similar to other stealth games. I'm guessing yellow means that he sees the guy hanging there, like, oh crap, my dude's hanging over there, what's going on? But he doesn't see you yet. I'm guessing it would turn red if he saw Spider-Man there. So he doesn't see you, he just sees that you took one of his guys out. He's walking over and bam, right there. That's that little gadget thing. You notice that the meter, it was full, but the meter went down as soon as he shot that there for this little web mine thingy. And again, as I mentioned earlier, taking elements from other things. This is Spider-Man Homecoming-esque. We've seen in the trailer he has web grenades and a whole bunch of different types of webs that Tony Stark gave him. Obviously, Tony Stark didn't give him these gadgets, unless I'm hoping he didn't. They said Spider-Man is much older. He's 23 years old, I believe they said, and he graduated from college. So this is an older Peter Parker. He has his own money. I'm pretty sure he has a job. I believe they confirmed he has a job. So he can provide his own resources and make his own gadgets. He doesn't need help from Tony Stark like in Homecoming. But still, I like that they've taken things from other franchises of Spider-Man. And we see here something straight out of Homecoming. Spider-Man has his own little gadgets. And this is similar, once again, to the Batman Arkham series, where you could use multiple things to take down enemies. You could use a glue grenade, or you can use a shock gloves, or a batarang, or explosive gel. And I played the Arkham games a bunch of times, but now I'm blanking on all the gadgets that you could have in that game. But still, you get the point. Whole bunch of gadgets for Spidey. This guy's going to walk by. Zip! Zips him right to the wall. Really nice. Able to take him down nice and quiet without alerting these guys and without him seeing you. You didn't even have to move. All you had to do was just web that wall and bam, he went right in there. I really love that. And now what we're about to see right here, again, Amazing Spider-Man games had this, not to this extent, but environmental takedowns. Remember back into the Amazing Spider-Man 1, I think they did that? Yeah, they first announced it in Amazing Spider-Man 1. When you could fight guys, you get to freeze time and web zip to maybe a garbage can or a soda machine, and Spidey would go over there, lift it up, and throw it at them. Well, this is something extremely similar. You can use the environment to take down enemies. You see this big crane over here. Notice he took down 2 enemies at once with that. How awesome is that? And once again, this guy's alerted over here. But again, he doesn't see you. Just a yellow check mark. That was a web strike takedown straight out of the Amazing Spider-Man games. And I also like, too, we'll watch that one more time since it's so awesome. I like how it goes into slow motion. Again, they've taken that from the Batman Arkham games, where when you take down the last enemy, everything goes into slow motion. I like that in the Arkham series. When you take the last guy out, you get an epic shot of maybe Batman punching them, or whatever you do when you grapple hook and you hit him with the clothesline. That goes into slow motion. I really like that they've taken that aspect from the Arkham games. Always love slow motion shots. Empire. Again, more details. Just look at the amazing amount of detail. Look at the puddles, and the lights, and the concrete bags, and everything has detail. Nothing is flat. That's what really impressed me. I believe this is running on a PS4 Pro with 4K. Here we see the demons interrogating Fisk's men. You see Fisk written on the back. Alright, we're about to get into some combat, but I like the quick time event there. Not too much, just something simple. But what makes me think, what makes me wonder, is when we're playing this game, right? And we get to this part right here. You can see, it's timed. There's a little circle. Once it gets to this circle over here, you press triangle, and Spider-Man takes them down. What happens if you don't press triangle or you press the wrong button? Do we get a different animation? Do you fail the mission, have to restart? That's really interesting. Are there multiple ways of going about this? Again, questions to keep. Once this bottom part goes away, there we go. Quick time event was successful. And now we see over here in the gadgets thing, they switched it now. I wonder if there's a quick button, or does this switch by itself? Or do you have the ability to switch it? We don't know, because we don't know who's playing this, what he pressed on the controller. Is there one button? Do you click the right stick, the left stick? Do you swipe on the touchpad? Do you press triangle, circle, square, X, R1, L1, whatever? Is there a quick button in order to change gadgets? Because now, it's just a web, which we're about to see. But first, before we get into the combat, again, notice you could use the environment. L1 over there, and whatever that is over there, we can't really tell. But I'm pretty sure if you hit L1, he's going to use that to hit one of these enemies. So really cool, you could use the environment. He pressed circle and dodged and webbed that guy right in the face. Awesome. I love how time just slows down as you're dodging. Did you see that? Did you see that? Watch this one more time. Watch what Spider-Man does. How quick. How fluid. Kicks him in the head. Baseball slides between his legs and webs him up. He's got webs on his face. And bam! Gets launched in the air. And then right back down. And now he's all down with webs all over him. One solid fluid motion. I love that. I love that. One thing I also love too is the dodging. He's not attacking them as he's dodging. That was something that some people liked and some people didn't like in the Amazing Spider-Man games. And does he do it in Arkham too? I believe Batman also does it in Arkham. When you dodge, he also hits them. Spider-Man's not hitting them as he's dodging. He's just dodging. You're in complete control. He's not hitting them without you telling them to hit him. Now, I believe that right there was a finishing move, and it was awesome. Because we could go back. We see in the corner it says throw, L1. That will be that right there. But also, there we go. Activate finisher. Circle plus triangle. Now, is that what the player pressed in order to get that cool animation? That's what I'm assuming. He activated this finisher. Webs the guy up. Ties his arms around. And across. Pretty much snaps his spine there, it sounded like. And brings him straight down. Spider-Man is vicious. Kicks this guy up. Webs him to the wall. As you saw, he pressed L1. And he just got attached to the wall. From there, we move on to this cutscene.
Hey, Willie.
And we get Wilson Fisk, otherwise known as the Kingpin. But first, pay attention to the detail here. First of all, you see the nice detail on his mask. Look at the eye lens. Look at the detail on the mask. But do you notice something else? Look at the smartphone. Look at that. Now look on the back of most smartphones. It has these almost the exact same logos. About the company that makes them and everything. Just the insane amount of detail that went into this game is mind-blowing. But anyway, let's continue.
Slimming. Wait, the demons. Who's their leader?
Keep my men alive and maybe I'll tell you.
So you're not working for Wilson Fisk. He's in prison. I believe that they confirmed that you put him in prison, so Spider-Man's the reason why Kingpin's in prison, and now you're protecting his men in order to get more information. Alright, here's our first shot of gameplay, almost in the open world. Now, can you leave at this point if you want to? I'm pretty sure you can, but it might say, oh, mission failed, why'd you leave? But still, open world, right there, right here in the background. You see birds flying. I believe that's the birds. Looks absolutely incredible.
Saving bad guys from other bad guys. Not how I thought today would go.
Web zips taken straight from the Amazing Spider-Man series. Awesome. Web strike takedown. Nice dodge. And we get more combat. And look at that. Look at that. Again, using the environment. He presses L1 and watch. Not one, not two, but 3 guys get taken down. This part's interesting right here. That's a nice takedown right over there. But I have some questions. As you noticed, that guy that's laying down on the ground. Right there. Now he's right over here. If Spider-Man doesn't catch him, he falls all the way to the ground to his death. My question is, Spider-Man just saved them. Can we let them fall if we want to? If you don't press L1 in time, do they fall to their death? Because you saw quickly, before that happened, there was a prompt to to press L1. Right there. You saw it real quickly. He said L1. Now, if I don't press L1, again, does he just fall off the building? Similar to how you could just throw guys off in Spider-Man 2 and 3, the movie game. Guys just completely fell. You could actually web zip them, spin them around, and throw them off a building. Can you do that in this game? We'll have to wait until 2018 to find out. But a nice takedown. Here's our first mini-boss. We've seen this guy in the trailer. The first trailer, I should say.
Hey, big guy.
And I liked how the gameplay changes here. You notice the camera now is more locked on the enemy, as it should be. And it's also more closer to Spider-Man. Not too much, but a little bit closer. I guess there might be a battle mode, maybe? Where when you go into these mini-boss fights, you would go into battle mode instead of Spider-Man just standing there. I thought that was really cool. Webs him up. Again, using the environment. One of these 60-pound concrete bags. He webs it up, smacks the guy right in the face with it, stuns him, goes over there and starts kicking. Over here we saw ×6, so this is like a combo meter over here.
That's actually really cool.
Dodges once, not twice. Dodges 3 times. Right there. He's holding onto his knees over there. He's out of breath. I like that. Maybe there are multiple ways you could beat these big, heavy guys. Maybe you could just make them run out of breath by dodging a bunch of times. That makes sense. That's smart. There's a lot of big guys that you face in these superhero-type games. You'd think that they would get tired after dodging so much instead of just keep on charging at you non-stop. I like that. Nice combo over there. An amazing combo, it says over there. And he takes him down nice and easy.
Fisk, your men are safe. Your turn. Who runs the demons?
You're about to find out. Check the roof.
He's here?
Let's check the roof. Nice wall run, nice and quick. That was a quick wall run, by the way. We've been able to do wall runs in previous Spider-Man games in an open world, but I don't think any of them was that quick. He was charging up there. That was like the Flash, just running up a wall. That was incredible. And here we see our first look at Mr. Negative, aka Martin Lee. Not too many people know that much about him. Me, I'm going to be honest, I don't really know that much about Mr. Negative. He was just maybe made a couple of years ago, I think he was introduced into the comics. I don't really follow the comics that much as I used to anymore. Again, I don't have that much time. I try to keep up, but anyway, Mr. Negative. Trying to find some Easter eggs over here. And over here, behind him in the helicopter, you see AM, FN, and behind his head is number 15. That got me thinking, is that an Easter egg for Amazing Fantasy 15? Or is that just a bunch of random stuff? I don't know. I'm just trying to pick apart everything over here. This is like my 1 millionth time, not really, watching this. Now, it's already been confirmed by Insomniac right there. Spider-Man knows Martin Lee. He works in homeless shelters, and Aunt May works for him. So that's quite interesting. So, Aunt May, pretty sure she's in the game? That would be cool. She was in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, the video game. Not much. She was just standing there watching TV and talking. Hopefully she's more involved in this game. Hopefully we get to see more of people in Peter Parker's life in this game. Hopefully we get to see Aunt May. Hopefully we get to see, whether it be Gwen Stacy or Mary Jane or whoever. Hopefully we get to see not only the likes of maybe Black Cat, but also Felicia Hardy. You know, more people in Peter Parker's life instead of just people in Spider-Man's life. I think that would be incredibly interesting. Right there, he stops the helicopter. Right onto the generator, which takes down the crane. And this amazing cutscene. Looks like a movie.
Come on.
Graphics are so amazing, this could pass as a movie. Show you something, guys, here. Whoop. There we go. Perfectly paused. We get our first look at the Spidey Sense. Now, usually we get those like little thunderbolts around his head, like in the comics. This is something completely different. You can see all these little circles that just jolted out of his head. Our first look at the Spidey Sense in Spider-Man PS4. Looks really nice. This isn't our last time seeing this either. We do see it a couple more times. But notice, he did have Spidey Sense. He did see this coming. He just wasn't quick enough to dodge it. He's temporarily knocked out. Wakes up. Again, out of a movie, we get shots from people in the street looking up going, oh crap, here comes a crane coming down on us.
Let's go.
And now we switch into gameplay with this quick time event. This is so seamless, right? When I first saw this, one thing that popped into my head was Uncharted. Uncharted does this perfectly. They did it perfectly in Uncharted 2, 3, and A Thief's End. Yeah, A Thief's End. They did it absolutely perfectly, going seamless from a cutscene to quick-time event to gameplay. So quick, so seamless, and Insomniac Games nailed it. Absolutely mind-blowing. I'm almost speechless. I'm talking a lot, but I'm speechless. Does that make sense? Again, insane amounts of detail. Look at all the debris falling as this crane is smashing. I know this is a cutscene-ish with quick-time events, but still, an amazing amount of detail. Again, what happens if you don't do all those quick-time events? What happens if you only do 2 webs or you only do 1 web? Do we get a different cutscene or do we get a mission failed screen? So we stop the cranes from falling, and again, seamlessly we go from cutscene to quick-time event, and now we're back into gameplay just like that. And here we go. The part where everybody just lost their minds. I started screaming pretty much when I saw this. I was like, yes, here we go. Open world, web swinging. Show me what it is. Show me what it's all about. Give it to me. And here we go.
Did that just happen? Yeah.
Got a nice mini-map in the corner once again. We get our first look at the New York City, Manhattan map. Again, I wonder how big this map is. We don't know. But let's go through this nice and slowly and see if we can pick apart some Easter eggs as Spidey swings throughout NYC. I'm pretty sure this is scripted, but again, insane amounts of detail. As you can see, fire escapes falling off of buildings as this generator is smashing into them.
Did that just happen? Yeah.
Alright, here we go. First things first. We get a billboard. What's that for? Daily Bugle. We always give you more. Of course, all they do is give a bunch of fake news, am I right? Daily Bugle, nothing but fake news. They're fake news media. James Jonah Jameson going around. Spider-Man is a menace. Fake news. Insomniac Games confirmed. Webs attached to the buildings. Web swing is all physics-based. Thank you, Insomniac Games. Big round of applause. Question. Is this going to be better web swinging than Spider-Man 2? Is this going to be better web swinging than Ultimate Spider-Man? Is this going to be better web swinging than The Amazing Spider-Man 2? Those are 3 of my favorite open world web swinging games. And I guess you could also add Web of Shadows, even though something felt a little bit off about that game to me. Some people absolutely love the Web of Shadows web swinging, and some people are like, meh. I was kind of in between. I was like, it's okay, but something doesn't feel right. But this right here, this looks like the be-all, end-all. This looks like the creme de la creme. This may be the best open-world web-swinging in any Spider-Man game to date. Again, we have to see more. We have to play more. We have a year to wait. I can't wait much longer. That's Yuri over there. I believe that she is a police detective. I know she does work for the police. And again, that's just insider for Spidey over there. Helps him out. That's good. He works for the police. Technically, he works for the police. Not really. He really doesn't work for the police. But he has an insider, which is good. Spidey helping the cops. See some more billboards over here. Can't really make out what that is or what that is. But look at the insane amount of detail. I keep on going into detail because just look at it. Just look at it. Look at all the cars. Different types of cars and the taxis and trucks. And the details on the street and the pedestrians. It's incredible. We've never had a Spider-Man game with this amount of detail. I pulled this back just a little bit. Okay, look at another billboard.
Turns out Martin Lee is running the demons.
Martin Lee is running the demons. Over there. I have no idea what that is over there. Can't really get a good shot of that billboard. Again, scripted but awesome. You're swinging towards that water tower. The generator smashes into it. And water goes all over the place. But again, they said you could go about this multiple ways. So maybe you don't swing into the water tower and water doesn't go all over your face and screen. There are many different ways you can go about this. They already confirmed. Nice water details all over the screen. Really nice. Alright, now. This is one thing I noticed right over here. This billboard over here, I believe it says get it in black or something like that. Really can't make it out. Get into the black. Now this woman that's on this billboard over here, call me crazy, right? But can she pass as Mary Jane Watson? She is a model. Mary Jane is a model. And Mary Jane's face on the billboard is something we have seen before, whether it be in comics or think Spider-Man 2 the movie. You had her face on the billboard. When I paused this for the first time, I was like, is that Mary Jane? Is that our first look at Mary Jane Watson? I guess we'll have to wait and see. But another billboard right over here, an important one. Re-elect Osborn for mayor. So this means Osborn is already mayor of New York City. Again, question. Which Osborn is it? Is it Norman Osborn? Is it Harry Osborn? Is it a new kind of Osborn? Maybe it's their mother. Maybe it's Norman Osborn's wife. Who knows? But there's an Osborn in Spider-Man PS4, and he or she is mayor. Also leads you to believe, are we going to get a Green Goblin in this game? Is the Green Goblin the main villain? Because think about it. We saw Wilson Fisk, a.k.a. Kingpin. We saw Mr. Negative. Now, Kingpin is a big-time villain, but not too big. He's just more as the behind-the-scenes kind of villain. You know, he hires other people to do things, do his dirty work for him. And then you get Mr. Negative. Not too many people know about Mr. Negative. And like I said, Wilson Fisk isn't really a big-time boss fight that you're going to get an epic finale with Kingpin. So those two characters, I'm pretty sure, I'm going to say 75% sure that none of those two characters are the main baddie in this game. And this is the second time we're seeing an Osborn Easter egg or billboard. We saw it in the first trailer, and now we're seeing it here in the gameplay. I wonder if re-electing Osborn as mayor has to tie into the story in some way, shape, or form. Does any politics get involved? Is maybe, let's just say it's Norman Osborn, okay? Let's just say it's Norman Osborn. Is he trying to do something politically? Maybe he's the one that's causing all this damage. That way he could go make speeches about, oh, I'm going to fix New York. All this crazy stuff that's going on that you guys see, all these supervillains and Spider-Man, that's all got to be put to an end. You need to re-elect me because I'm going to be the one to stop it. I think that would be interesting if you honestly think about it. That could be a pretty cool story. So I don't know. I'm leaning towards Norman Osborn being the main villain of this game. That's what I'm leaning towards. That's what my gut's telling me.
I know.
Again, we get some more web swinging and web zipping. See police headquarters over here. And I believe that this logo is 99% accurate to the actual NYPD logo. I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to have to look it up, but it looks pretty spot on.
Maybe you could superhero a little faster?
Working on it, Yuri.
Again, more details. Absolutely incredible. These billboards, you can see the cars passing by in the streets. I'm not seeing that much pop-in either, by the way. That's also worth pointing out. There's not that much texture pop-in. Think about the older Spider-Man games. I mean, hell, think about the Amazing Spider-Man 2, the game, which just came out in 2014. A lot of pop-in as you're swinging throughout the city. Trees that weren't there all of a sudden magically appear. I've watched this a bunch of times. I don't see that much pop-in. That's awesome. Got some hotel over here. Ellie Jude Hotel. As this generator is just going to completely smash into it. Spidey goes through it. And again, I know I'm going to probably bore some people to death going into detail. But let's just go back. Just a little bit. You see birds over here flying. People are sitting on rooftops over here. Just the detail is incredible. Like, this city seems to be alive, and that's exactly what you want in an open world. You want the world around you to feel alive. Otherwise, it's just going to be a boring open world where just a bunch of generic stuff all around you, and you're going to get bored swinging around. With this amount of detail, I don't think you're ever going to be bored swinging around New York City. And that was the problem with previous Spider-Man games. They were fun to swing around the city, but eventually you got bored because it was the exact same thing over and over and over again. And that's one thing that Grand Theft Auto, especially Grand Theft Auto 5 and 4, and hell, previous Grand Theft Auto games, Rockstar in general, that is one thing that they nail, and that is why they are the kings of open world games, because all of their open worlds are alive. There's so much going on. They're not the same every single time you play Grand Theft Auto 5. You're not going to get the same things going on when you play on Monday. It's going to be different when you play on Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. The people around you are going to be different. They're going to be doing different things. They're going to be walking their dog. They're going to be talking on their cell phone. They're going to be eating different cars. Everything is different, and that's why Rockstar is king of open world. And here comes Insomniac knocking on Rockstar's door going, hey, what do you guys think of this? Bam, Spider-Man PS4. Again, detail. Awesome. Lively city. Awesome. Birds. Lots of pigeons. Awesome. Also get a billboard down here. Can't really see that too well, though.
Too close.
Looks like something that has to do with the police department or fire department, maybe? Up. Went by too quickly there. See if we can get those last shot, those billboards over here. Again, the web swinging. It's not just web swinging, it's also wall running at any time you want to keep up. And I like how he used the momentum of the wall run to just jump off, zip against that wall over here, and again, bam, right back into action. Press triangle to zip onto the generator. And anything interesting over here? We got a billboard. I can't talk anymore. A billboard over here saying Big City Bank, Centwise, Dollar Wiser. Again, nothing too special. And another billboard over here. Can't really make out what that says. Looks like topping or something. Again, I can't really make that out. But, again, this is probably the 1 millionth time I'm saying it. Look at the detail. Look at all the detail in the city. Mind-blowing. Alright, so now we get a cutscene. And this is very Uncharted-esque, like I said. Cutscene to gameplay. Cutscene to gameplay. All seamless, all fluid. Incredible. Amazing. Spectacular. From cutscene to QuickTime event. Bam, just like that. These big production pieces. Incredible. And now here we are. Inside an office building now. Just like that. 1 minute we're swinging around New York City. Next second, bam, you're inside an office building running around. And now, another question. Insomniac Games said that they could go about this multiple ways. And again, I bring up the point. What happens if we fail that QuickTime event with that generator? What happens if we didn't press triangle? Would we still smash through this building? Or do we have to jump down into the building? Or maybe we could avoid that and go on top of the roof. Instead of going in here, we could go on top of the roof and run towards the helicopter. Who knows? Guess what I'm about to say? Detail. Look at the detail. You actually get a sign over here, a warning sign for fire hazards. You see the fire on the steps over there telling you how to exit the office building. And this is just some generic office building that you're running through in one mission. And they put that amount of detail in it. Look at the chairs. Look at the plans. Look at the computers. Hell, they even got the little desktop on the floor over there. They got water coolers and cups and... Oh my god, the detail in this game. I can't handle it. All the office chairs are on fire. Walls are collapsing in on you. This is Uncharted with Spider-Man. This is what this is. It's just Uncharted with Spider-Man. That's like a dream that I've had for years. I remember the first time playing the Uncharted games, especially thinking of Uncharted 2 and Uncharted 3. Just thinking to myself, wow, imagine if Naughty Dog made a superhero game. Imagine if Naughty Dog made a Spider-Man game. Well, here we are in 2017, and they're not making a Spider-Man game, but an Insomniac game is, and they just ripped off the Uncharted series, and I'm okay with that. That's what I wanted. Rip off from the best. As long as you rip off from the best, it's okay. As you can see the helicopter shooting missiles as Spider-Man's running through, doing some parkour. Now, I wonder, is this gameplay or a cutscene? We don't see any HUD anywhere around here, so it's got me a little confused. Maybe this is just one of those Uncharted-like moments where it is gameplay, but you're just pressing the left stick forward just to go forward. Are you the one that's doing all this parkour, or is Spider-Man just doing it on his own? Again, questions. Press triangle to web zip.
Hi, is this the flight to Newark?
Clearly drop kicks this guy. Throws him back into the building.
Why are you doing this? Because no one else will.
QuickTime events all over the place, but hell, they're entertaining and fun, so why would I care? As long as it's fun, and it's a QuickTime event, I don't care. Hell, I have enjoyed games like Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls. Those games were pretty much 90% QuickTime events. And I didn't care. And hell, think about the Telltale series. Granted, there's dialogue, but when it comes to gameplay, it's just mostly a QuickTime event. I love those games. As long as it's entertaining, I don't mind a QuickTime event. We're getting these awesome QuickTime events, but then we have a full open world to explore, and all this combat to learn, and upgrades to do. Again, just look at the amount of detail on this helicopter. Look at that. You see all the wear and tear, fire hazard warnings, no steep or step. Can't talk anymore. Plane codes. They just put an insane amount of detail into everything, and I am in love with this game, and I haven't even played it yet. I haven't even played it yet, and I already love it. We're going to go back a couple of seconds as this helicopter's going down. But again, this is Grand Theft Auto style level of detail. GTA style of detail. Look at all the little parts inside the helicopter. When you get inside a helicopter in GTA 5 and fly it around in first person, you see all of this stuff around here. Again, they really went into detail. They even got wipers for rain. Of course it's for rain, duh. I'm just so hyped I can barely speak right now.
Plan real fast. I guess this is the plan.
We go from gameplay to cutscene, and not just any old cutscene. This is movie-style cutscenes over here. As it's smashing throughout The streets of New York. However, kind of convenient that there's no cars or pedestrians getting killed at this moment. That's a little bit too convenient, but hell, I don't care. There's a nice taxi. You know what we're about to do, right? We're going to get into some of that detail. Go by, you see the sparks flying. Taxi, NYC. Got an advertisement on top of the taxi. Hell, I can actually read that. Looks like our experts are your friends. So I'm guessing that's maybe for a clothing line company, maybe? Our experts are your friends, or maybe it's for a bank? Who knows? But again, detailed. Streets are breaking up. This pedestrian's over here looking all scared. It's a cutscene, but still, incredible. We've seen this building before. We've seen a couple of screenshots of this building, I believe, in day and nighttime. And I believe we saw this in the first trailer as well. I wonder if this building comes into play in any way, shape, or form.
Come on, Pete. You got this. You got this. You got this. You got this.
Look at that. The civilians are alive in this state. They're not just standing there. They're dodging things. Awesome. You know what we're about to talk about? We're about to talk about that gameplay. Nope, we're talking about detail. Haha. We got napkin holders, and they look real, the citizens. Look at this guy. He's just having a regular old day, sitting on top of a roof, pouring some ketchup on top of his hot dog. Looks like his wife or girlfriend. She's over there smiling. They're having a conversation over here. Other people having a conversation over here. It must be a cold day in New York City. They're wearing hats. They got some beanies on. And bam! They all turn around quickly and look around like, oh, what was that? It's Spider-Man saving the day. That's an awesome shot right there. That's the only reason why I paused. Just look at that. That is a beautiful shot. Alright, let's continue. And just like that, we are now in the first-person perspective. Now, when I first saw this, the first thing that came into my mind was Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. We had those few first-person events in that game. Granted, it was kind of silly, and it was just to punch some bad guys in the face. This looks a hell of a lot more cooler, and it makes you wonder how many more times are we going to be put into first-person perspective for Spider-Man, because that's really awesome. Which, by the way, cheap plug, go watch my playthrough of Spider-Man 1, the movie game, in first-person mode. This is a hell of a lot better than that, though, but still, if you want to go check that out, feel free to.
Don't screw this up.
L2 and R2, as you saw right there, in order to stop this helicopter from falling. Again, quick time event, but awesome. Spider-Man saves the day again. The webs look absolutely awesome. See all the smoke coming out of the helicopter. I said it before. I'm going to say it again. Detail, detail, detail. Insomniac Games. You nailed it. You nailed it. Get this quick cutscene over here. Of course, you know he's not down and out for the count. And here we go. We see Mr. Negative getting ready to go into his full, final form. As Mr. Negative over there. He kind of looks familiar. This character design over here. I believe he looks like the guy in Sleeping Dogs, I believe the game was called. He kind of looks like that guy that was in Sleeping Dogs. And the Yakuza series. And bada bing, we get the official title of Spider-Man PS4. And the official title is Spider-Man. Yep. So we're still going to be calling this Spider-Man PS4. Because this is like, what, the 4th or 5th game that's just called Spider-Man? I believe we had one on the NES or SNES. There was a game just called Spider-Man. Then there's the Spider-Man 2000, which is one of my favorite games. That was on N64 and PS1 and PC. And then there was the Spider-Man movie game, which was just called Spider-Man. So yeah, this is like the third... No, actually, this is like the fourth or fifth game just called Spider-Man. It's Marvel's Spider-Man, just like the new cartoon series that's coming this summer. So people might be getting confused. There might be some people, some kids out there, maybe they're going to watch the Spider-Man cartoon over the summer and think, oh wow, they made a video game into that, and be like, wait a minute, this isn't like the cartoon. Some people might be confused, but still. I like the text, like the style, just plain, nice and clean Spider-Man. And then we get the moment that pretty much broke all of our hearts during E3 2017. When we saw this, I know me and a lot of people in the Spidey Squad, when we saw 2018 pop up, a lot of our hearts sunk, because now we know that we gotta wait a whole nother year until we could finally get our hands on Spider-Man PS4. But judging by that gameplay, it looks as if it's going to be worth the wait and worth every single freaking penny. If they say, you know what, this game isn't $60, we're going to charge you $100 for this game, I don't care, I'm still buying it on day one. They could say it's $200, and hell, I'll start saving money right now just to make sure I could buy that game on day one. If there's a collector's I'm stumbling all over the place. If there's a collector's edition, I'm going to buy that. I want to buy that. I want the collector's edition. I want a statue of Spider-Man. I want a comic book. I want any DLC, any season passes. I want a t-shirt. I want a hat. I want underoos. I want socks. Give me anything you got into a collector's edition and charge me $500. Insomniac, you have my money. That's how much of a sucker I'm going to fall for this game. I want this game. But ladies and gentlemen, we are not done just yet, because this does have an after-credit scene similar to the MCU movies. And of course, the after-credit scene is a sponsorship for Burger Blitz. I'm kidding. But first of all, one more time. Detail. Look at the detail. Look at the cell phone. Actually capturing what's going on over here. You can see where he could snap a photo and everything. The detail. Incredible. What did he just call him? Did he just say Miles? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it has been confirmed by Insomniac Games themselves yesterday during a press conference that that is Miles Morales. He is in the game. However, so many questions, so much speculation. Because he looks older. Just looking at the character model over here. He does look older than we are used to seeing Miles Morales. So, does he have his powers? Some people are speculating that that he doesn't have his powers, and that Peter Parker is going to die by the end of this game and set up a future Miles Morales Spider-Man PS4 game. That idea right there, I think it's bad. I don't want that. I think it's silly. Like, there's so many people. Actually, there's more people that are fans of Peter Parker than there are of Miles Morales. It's just true. It's concrete evidence. You can just go ask any old Joe Schmo on the street and say, hey, the guy behind the mask of Spider-Man, what's his name? And they're going to be like, I think it's Peter, right? Yeah, Peter. Yeah, I remember in the movies, his name was Peter, right? Yeah. Only hardcore Spider-Man fans really know about Miles Morales. So, in order to replace Peter Parker with him in a big selling video game franchise, I think that would be a bad move. What I want out of Miles Morales is for him to be playable, by the way. I want him playable, but I also want him to be almost like a sidekick to Peter Parker Spider-Man. Think of it like Spider-Man Homecoming. You know how Tony Stark is the mentor to Peter Parker in Homecoming? I think it would be cool if Peter Parker could be a mentor to Miles Morales in the video games, and also think of him as a sidekick. Think back to Batman Arkham Knight, for those who have played that game. I think it would be cool to, just like in the Arkham Knight game, have some levels, some missions, some chapters, or whatever you want to call them, where you get to play as both and switch on the fly. We did that in Arkham Knight, where you got to do as Batman and Nightwing, or Batman and Robin, or Batman and Catwoman, where you got to play as both of them on the fly. By the tap of a button, you could switch up on Batman, and look at that. Now I'm Nightwing, or now I'm Catwoman, now I'm Robin. That I would like to see in this game, because that was some of my favorite parts of Batman Arkham Knight, was the ability to switch on the fly between characters and do dual team takedowns. I think that could be cool. Imagine being to play as Miles Morales, Spider-Man, or maybe we get to see Spider-Gwen. Maybe she's in the game too. Or maybe we get Ben Reilly with Scarlet Spider. There are so many other options we could take. Hell, maybe Daredevil's in this game, and they're just hiding him. That's going to be a big reveal in future trailers to come. You could play as Daredevil. You could team up. Spider-Man and Daredevil could team up, and there are some sections of the game where you could take down some of Kingpin's thugs as Daredevil. Who knows? So many possibilities are out there. So many questions are up in the air. But one thing I do know for sure is that this is shaping up to be the best Spider-Man game. Better than Spider-Man 2. Better than Ultimate Spider-Man. Just incredible. I can't believe it. It's 2017 and we are finally getting a Spider-Man game that's getting the treatment that it deserves, that's getting the time that it deserves, that's no longer, like being held hostage by Activision and Sony with movie tie-ins and release dates. Like, okay, you're going to make the... Hey, Beanox, you're making the Amazing Spider-Man games and it has to be out on this day. And I don't care if you're not done yet. Put the game out on this day. So hurry up, make it as quickly as you can, and make sure that it's out around the same time as the movie. No more restrictions. The strings are cut. It's like Pinocchio. There are no more strings on me. No more strings on Spider-Man. No more strings on Spider-Man games. Insomniac is taking their time. The level of detail is incredible. The graphics are incredible. The gameplay looks incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm completely out of breath here, but ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed my analysis of the Spider-Man PS4 gameplay trailer. This has been a long video. I've been doing a lot of talking. I am exhausted. And this is the... I'm going to say... If I want to be accurate, I'm going to say this is my 78th time watching this gameplay trailer. Yeah. I think I'm being serious. But anyway, I love this. I can't wait for 2018. It better not get delayed until 2019. I will rip my hair out and bang my head against the wall and go completely batshit insane if it gets delayed until 2019. I can't wait any longer. 2018 is just 6 more months away. I'm starting to count down the days until 2018. Yes, it's June 14th as I record this, and we have 6 more months to wait until 2018, and who knows how much longer in 2018 until this game comes out. Since they announced at E3 that God of War is coming out early 2018, and you know that Sony doesn't want to push out exclusives too close to each other, I'm going to assume that this game is coming out in the fall of 2018. Maybe the summer, who knows, they may surprise us and be like, hey, summer 2018, Spider-Man PS4, are you ready? Hell yes. But this might be the big fall game since all the big major blockbuster games come out in the fall. And I believe Red Dead Redemption 2, I believe that's going to be coming out in the spring or summer. And again, you don't want to interfere with that because that's Rockstar, that's Red Dead. There are a lot of fans of that, and you don't want to interfere sales-wise and numbers-wise. I know we're talking Spider-Man here, but still, in the video game world, Rockstar is currently king, and you don't want to get in the way of any of their games, because they will whoop your ass even if you are Spider-Man or Batman or Assassin's Creed, Rockstar is going to top you. Just look at how many people bought and are still buying Grand Theft Auto 5, and that's a game that came out in 2013, and it's still selling millions upon millions of copies. So realistically, I'm thinking fall 2018, Spider-Man PS4. I can't wait to play it, and you know I'm going to want to do a playthrough of it right here on ELT Network, just like I did with all the other Spider-Man games. I did a launch playthrough of The Amazing Spider-Man. I did a launch playthrough of The Amazing Spider-Man 2. And I'm going to want to do a launch playthrough of Spider-Man PS4. I cannot wait. Ladies and gentlemen, I am officially out of breath. I've done a lot of talking. I'm Mel Tillman of the ELT Network, signing out. Please check out my other Spider-Man PS4 related videos. And until next time, I'll see you later.